Hi, I'm Mark Schneider, you're watching Schneider Classics, and today we're going to be doing the rear suspension on this 1999 Caviler convertible. So jumping right into it, this car's been blessing me for a while now. We just hit, you can't see it because the car's not on, 200,000 kilometers on this car. I'm about to give her an oil change, but she gave me a surprise. And if we pop that, open her up, if we take a look here, because, so this is the convertible. The convertible, normally this is all in your trunk space, and this is covered by your trunk, by the back latch, because your window comes down and you don't see this. Well, as you can see, that's being sent to outer space. That's not supposed to be doing that. As you can see on this side, you don't see it because it's still underneath all this gooey wiring, gooiness. I gotta peel this back. Someone's put a cloth in here at one point. Don't know who, so someone's been in here before. And there you go. See? It's nice and tucked in there. This side's not. So she needs to be redone. What it is the bearing. The bearing failed or has gone loose or anything. So all the suspension on this car, I've been driving around, is on the spring. Everything's being held up by this spring right now. So you need to undo these bolts, undo those bolts at the top, take off the wheel, do the one nut on here, take it all and take it out and put in a new one. So here we got MacPherson's ride. Some brand new boys. See, you can see right here, stays in this bearing, doesn't go anywhere, stays right there. So what happened is this failed on the other side and not. So we're giving her an upgrade. Highly compressed spring. Yeah, warning, highly compressed spring going in to there. So I'm gonna get the car jacked up. And obviously you can tell, rocking the car decal. We'll jack her up, take the wheels off, and start taking the suspension apart. As you can see here, I have two hydraulic jacks, two jacks, because what we're going to do is we're going to use the axle. We're going to jack up on the axle to get it high enough, and then put these on the pinch wells on the subframe, then lower down the hydraulic axle, and that should drop the suspension all the way down by leaving us some clearance also to take stuff off. Take the wheel off and then pull off the suspension. Normally you need a lot more stuff to do this. If you are just changing out your springs or something like that, that is a different story. This, we are just doing a whole strut swap. Now as you can tell, this old girl, had to go get the parts with her. She was a little low on brake fluid, so that car got a little brake fluid. This is the car that we did the brake lines in the middle of the snowstorm with. She's going strong, but the front caliper, we did the rear brake lines on it. Now the front brake lines are starting to leak, so that's great. So we'll fix that in a future video, but here we go. So now that we have the car up on jack stands, on these Cavilers and stuff, you always want to do it on either on the pinch weld or a solid point on the subframe. I have it on the subframe because I don't want to mess up my pinch welds. Because as much as these pinch welds were designed to handle loads of the car and stuff, they don't. GM did not do a good job with that. I will be fully admitting in that the GM didn't do a good job on that. So you always want to make sure, give her the old shaker test, make sure she's solid. For this, you can see by how much suspension actually is in these vehicles. You can stick a much bigger wheel in here without actually having to modify anything. That's our gas filler cap. Would have been great if I washed out the car before I did this, but that's fine. So we gotta take off the wheels, pull them all off. And the main reason this is not on, we don't want this, we want this on the subframe and not on, as you can see here, that little hinge point. Because we want this to fully drop down to get our suspension out. Fully drop down, as you can see under here. Hi, muffler. So now we're gonna get to the point of taking off the wheels. Also, at time of recording this, I know we're close to 100 subscribers. By the time this video comes out, I hope we have passed that. If we have, we know the 100 subscriber giveaway is coming out, and I have some extra stuff. We're going to be doing some Schneider Classic logo stickers going out with each of those postcards, as well as you guys have seen in previous videos me wearing my Zombie Body Shop hat. I am maybe doing for the 1000 subscriber giveaway, which I'm pretty sure is that toolbox. We are going to be putting in a brand new Zombie Body Shop. I'm maybe putting in my brand new Zombie Body Shop hat in with that toolbox, as well as a SEMA Bad Humor air freshener. It does say 2022 because that's originally what that build was for, but of course, as you guys know, we're hopefully going to SEMA in 2021 if it doesn't get canceled, which we will know about pretty soon. As you can tell, we're always using our Mastercraft tools. Alright, so you can see here, it's where the tire is supposed to be. This is the bottom of the strut. First things you always want to do is see if this will come out, which she is coming. Oh, so that's a 19, so I have to go grab a bigger wrench. But you want to make sure this is loose. So first thing you do is check if this is loose. Then you undo the two bolts, and then from up top, the last one is a stud. Take out the stud last, and then this is the thing you do very last. But you always want to make sure this comes loose first, because this is the main thing that is always a butt, because this sees the most gravel, this sees the most dirt, this sees the most pavement, brake dust, whatever. This gets stuck. So now I have to go and do the other side. So we're about to put in the new one. As you can see, it's getting an upgrade. A bigger, better spring. This spring is thicker. It's got some fancy stuff on it. Whatever. It was actually the most local, fastest one I could get because that one's screwed. So it's actually that, but it's actually an upgrade. It is an upgrade. But what I wrote on here, because I think everyone should write this on any parts that you replace with a paint pen, the dates, the kilometers, and I just write who did it, but mostly you should write the date and the kilometers of the part install. Now, the reason you should do that is for the next person, because the next person who will see that will really appreciate it and be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Even though it's most likely me who'll be the next person in here, it just makes a lot of sense. It just shows a little bit of care. I just like how there is like anti-seize on each one of these lug nuts. That's because you care. This drum has been painted because someone cared. That's how your rear suspension works. with those bushings. But we're gonna go and get this all put in. We're gonna get this all put in. I'm gonna write the date on the other new one and everything on it. And away we'll go. So there you go, she's all buttoned up. Went around and torqued all the lug nuts. Suspension's a lot nicer. Here's the old ones. They go to the scrap bin. Well, actually, technically these are still good if someone redoes the top bearing for it. But that costs money. So actually these might go in the part bin. They might not. They've had a lot of travel, so they're done with. New ones are on. So like I said, hit that subscribe button because we are coming up with our 100 subscriber giveaway pretty soon here. And on top of that, this hat is going into the 1,000 subscriber giveaway on that toolbox. We're going to make it. I believe we are growing. You know what? Even though things have slowed down because I'm in college to work on my red seal for mechanics. That way I can have the paperwork and say I'm not just a backyard mechanic, I'm a certified genuine mechanic. But between that, we are going to throw this in the toolbox for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and the 100 subscriber giveaway is coming up soon, so stick around for that. As well as we have more stuff to do on the cars, like this bad baby is going to get an oil change, and so is that one. So stick around, stay tuned, because we're also still working on this, the 1967. This motor has gone bad, so it's either they need a rebuild or a new motor. But we're going to be getting the front clip on here pretty soon, finish up the brakes, get a little things tidied up on it. And then we have that come to the channel as well. We got tons of content coming. Stick around because it's going to be a lot of fun.